Okay, so if you've got a graphics calculator, to get it into the mode where it can calculate all these things for us, you need to first of all go menu and select stats or menu number 2, all right, and push exe. Now that should bring us up with a number of lists, all right, and the list we're going to work in all the way through school pretty much is list number 1. If it's full of data, I think you can push the DEL button at the top, it will get rid of it. The other way is there's a function available later on we'll have a look at on the menus that deletes the entire column. Okay, right, but what we're going to start with is we're going to enter one at a time the data from question 1. Now, in question 1, they've put it in order. You do not need it to be in order on your calculator. All right, I assume they're going to get people to do this manually for question 1, but we're going to do it using a calculator. So, if you enter the data, please, from question 1, which is 1, push enter between each one or exe, and then push those all down. So question 1 has 1, 2, 2, 3, 4.
Weird? This. Wait, you're typing in these ones here.
Is that right?
Perfect.
Do we have to type? Wait. Yeah. And
Push
so,
enter
you type
between
the
each
number
one.
and then you push enter. So like these numbers here.
Do we just do one of them? Or all of them?
But just type in one at a time. So you do like 1 enter, 2 enter, 2 enter, 3 enter.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Okay, now, wherever you are at the moment, I'm just going to carry on because we've finished here. Wherever you are at the moment, I'd just like you to stop typing data in because I want you to see the next button pushes.
Okay.
When you get the data in, and we're going to pretend you've filled your list up with those numbers, okay, the buttons we push here, you'll notice on your screen, down the bottom of your screen, you've got graph, you've got calc, you've got test, you've got intra, and you've got dist. And then you've got an arrow. All right, you don't need it now, but the arrow brings up some more options in a different screen. All right, so it changes the menu down the bottom. What we're interested here is calculating some statistics. So the calculation button, the calc button, is above the button F2. So if you tap F2, it will bring up the calculation menu. Okay. Now, we're working with one variable in this. All right, so one var is the F1 button. And you'll notice at the top of the screen it says one variable. Now, it's got a couple of things there. The ones we are interested in are the X with a line over it of 6.33333 on this particular one, which is all filled up. That is what? X
Median.
a mean, exactly. All right, we're going to get it. So the X with a line over it, that's got that special symbol and it represents the mean. Okay, if we, just out of interest, the other ones which we don't really matter about much, the little E with an X means the total of all those numbers put together. We don't need that. The total squared, why would you want that? No, we don't need it, okay. Actually you need it in year 12, so don't panic. We have the little O with an X, that's a thing called standard deviation, which we don't need at year 10 or 11. We have SX, which is another form of the standard deviation if the data you've got is a sample. We don't need that till year 12. N represents the number of items in the list, which is 15 items. Again, we don't really need that, except we should probably know. If you scroll down now, the next 5 numbers there are really important. So we've got min X, that means the minimum number of your list is 1. Good, scroll down again. Q1 stands for?
Lower quartile.
Exactly. All right, and that is actually 3 in this list. Scroll down again. We have the median, fantastic, is 6. Scroll down again. We have Q3, which is the upper quartile, fantastic, of 10. And scroll again, and we have max. Now those 5 numbers, min, lower quartile, median, upper quartile, and max, form what's called a 5-number summary. And we'll be using those when we come to box and whiskers and talking about them later on. They're key critical pieces of information. Now, it does happen that if you scroll down, your calculator will have a go at working out the modes as well. So if you scroll down a bit further, we have a mode. Now, mode. Just scroll down a bit more. I can't remember whether that's the actual mode. We have a mode of 2, a mode of 5, keep scrolling, a mode of 7,
And a mode of 12.
and a mode of 12. Now, how many modes are we allowed? 2. Therefore, we would say here that there is no mode. Fantastic. Okay, now if you scroll down further, it's going to tell you how many of each modes that there are. There are 4 modes, and if we scroll down one more, the number of times, the frequency that each number appears to make it a mode is 2. So the numbers 2, 5, 7 and 12, both of them, or all of them, appear twice. But the truth is, we as Year 10s and Year 11s know that we don't have modes beyond 2 modes. And they've got 4 modes. We're not allowed those. Alright, so that's all that data we've got available to us. And that's using your graphics calculator.